Hey, this is Ken Pozek, real estate agent here in Orlando, Florida. Have you ever wondered what $500,000 would buy you here in the Orlando market?
All right, roll.
So about 18 months ago, I did a video about what would $500,000 buy you in different places around Orlando. And I'm standing in one of the exact same models that I was 18 months ago, and you could have bought this house for $500,000, but stay tuned, I'll tell you how much you can buy this house for today, as well as what those other houses have appreciated with in different areas of Orlando. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you some insights into where I think the market is headed. Welcome to the Sunshine State. Hey, come on in. This is the Seacliff model. It's 3,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and depending on the lot and the upgrades you get, this is either gonna be about a $450,000 house all the way up to that $500,000. 18 months ago, you could have got this house somewhere between $450,000 and $500,000. And today, you're probably looking between $650,000 and $700,000 depending on the lot that you get. The thing I like about this house is that it's got the garage up front instead of in the back, the rear entry, because that way you can put a pool back there. You've got a little bit of outdoor living space compared to some of the other houses. Let's take a spin around so you guys get a little bit of a refresher of this property. All right, so again, this property is 3,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. And if your budget between $650,000 and $700,000, definitely a great option for you. But what if your budget's $500,000, like so many people's are in the Winter Garden area? Well, they still have plenty of houses for you that you could purchase and build here locally. D.R. Horton, for example, has a property. It's 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths that you could still get in the low fives. They do this thing now where they actually get the property all the way up to drywall stage, which means it's about 60 days from completion. And then they do a highest and best right now. So our market's definitely changed here in Winter Garden, but what about over in Celebration? All right, it's still pouring outside, so we're gonna just kind of hang out here for a minute. The second house that I showed you, I remember that house vividly because it was my listing. It's about 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. And 18 months ago, that house was selling right at $500,000. Today, that probably would be somewhere in the $545,000 to $550,000 range. And so not as big of appreciation percentage-wise as here in Winter Garden, but I will tell you, Celebration is an interesting animal. You have a lot of the condos and the townhome pricing have skyrocketed, and then the luxury market has really exploded. There's been triple the amount of sales over $1 million than they're used to. A lot of people spending a ton of money on those like $800,000-$900,000 houses to remodel them and make them very nice. So that leaves sort of the amount of home that you can buy in the 500 to very few in regards to number of homes that are getting listed. So Celebration's an interesting thing. You've got Island Village, new construction, you've got Spring Lake, kind of like newish construction, and then a lot of remodels. And so while that one house that I showed you only appreciated 10% in the past 18 months, the rest of Celebration has gone up roughly 14% overall. So the third house that we were looking at was over in Lake Nona, and I remember that house really well. It was about 1,600 square feet, 3.2, just beautifully done home by David Weekley. But here's the thing. You used to be able to get a house in Laureate Park in the 400s, no problem. It's 18 months ago, getting something in the mid 4s, high 4s all day. Those same houses now are gonna be mid 5s pretty much to start, and then they go up from there. Laureate Park is almost sold out. They've got a few more townhouses up and down Nemours Parkway, but the new opportunity for you is gonna be buying in Laureate Park 2, in Summerdale, or some of the other neighborhoods coming to Lake Nona. It's crazy. You should be able to get these in the high 3s, and now we just did multiple offers. I've got somebody buying in the low 5s. Same exact product, very similar finishes. It's kind of wild. All right, so obviously your money doesn't go as far as it used to 18 months ago, but like, where is the market headed from here? Well, I think 2022, I don't think that we're gonna see some massive decrease in regards to pricing and that sort of thing. There's still limited inventory. New construction is still taking forever. Builders still can't get a hold of supplies and supply chain issues and that kind of thing. The one thing that we'll see if things start to slow down is that if interest rates start to tick up. And so if you're paying attention to the news, as soon as you start hearing interest rates start to rise, that's when the market will start to slow down. Do I think it's going to reverse course and all of a sudden we're going to get back to 18-month ago pricing? I don't. But do I think that it's going to continue to go up 1% a month? I can't see that either.
So when should people buy?
The answer would be probably right now, because here's the deal. If you're going to lock in for 5 to 7 years, wouldn't you rather lock into a lower interest rate today? Even if pricing does flatline, now you're paying out a lower interest rate. If you're a year from now and interest rates go up 1%, it's going to cost you 20% more on a payment, and the house is going to be more expensive. So ultimately, even though it's hard to buy right now, the time to buy is right now. If you're looking at under $500,000 and you want a little bit of a larger house, right? You don't want a townhome or like a 0 lot line house. Where are you going to be looking? Well, I think you're going to have to push out, right? So if you were originally thinking Winter Garden or Windermere, you're going to have to push out to Claremont or even Groveland. We're selling a lot in Lake County right now because people are like, listen, I want a newer home, but I don't want to spend $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. So you have options. And so here's the interesting thing is Winter Garden, when I first moved here in 2016, Winter Garden were like, oh wow, you live all the way out there, or I would never live all the way out in Winter Garden. And now it's kind of like where everything is. And so now Claremont and Lake County, which is massively rural still, has a lot of opportunity. So if you want a lot of house for your money, that's where we should probably take a look. Or if you're on the east side of town, you've got a lot of options coming up as well. St. Cloud's blowing up, Sunbridge is blowing up. You've got a lot of options in like Moss Park is also getting kind of expensive, but there's plenty of opportunity there if you are under 500,000. So definitely don't lose heart. We can take care of you. The North Haven there, I sold a bunch of these in this neighborhood in the 6s like 3 years ago. Now you can't touch these for under 800,000. So I know finding a house here in Orlando and really everywhere in the country is getting tougher. That 500,000 and under number is not impossible. If you're relocating to the area, you want new construction, there's definitely options for you. If you're looking for some of the more popular areas, it's going to cost you a little bit more. So make sure you reach out. We want to make this process as seamless as possible for you. Our email is info@pozekgroup.com, and then make sure you hit that subscribe button as we're putting out new videos multiple times a week about theme parks, real estate, and life here in Orlando. We'll see you guys around town.